Hi, this is Kim Nelson. This video is going to deal with doing maquette modeling, 3D sketching of a more organic motif than we did in the last video. This is once again a heart, but this time the heart is more natural or organic. I'm going to start with the same process I used before. I'm going to copy this curve over with history, so that it rests at 0, 0. Going to once again create a surface. Several ways I can do that. I've been making a rectangle, but I can also just do a corner-to-corner surface. Uh-oh. That's new. Okay. In the old days, you would drag a surface out. This is new to Rhino 6, and I have to say, I kind of like it. All right, I'm going to turn on the points just to give myself a little more control. Okay. That'll do. I'm going to move this off the ground a little bit. I'm going to rebuild it. Once again, with odd numbers, we'll go with 9 and 9. 3, 3. And I will project this curve with history onto that surface. So there we have it. Now in theory, if I change anything here, actually, yeah, the curve will follow. Turning on my points, I'm going to start sculpting my surface. There are some things I really want to have happen here, though. I would like to line up this central row of points with the features in my outline. Going to keep using ortho. By holding down the shift key as I move this. Basically setting the grain of the surface so that it runs right down the middle. I would like these points to come down and do a more graceful transition than what I have now. Basically just determining the grain of the surface. Now I'm going to sculpt it like I did before. I'm going to pick a side view or a front view and really start doing my modeling. And I think I'll start with the front this time. I do not need to be symmetrical because this is a fully organic treatment. Okay. The grain of the surface is flipped from the last one so that now U is this way, V is that way. Just means trying the button until I get one that works. Okay, that looks looking pretty good. And once again, this is not working with views to begin with. This is just sketching with it like it's clay. Okay, maybe something like that. But I would like to have a nice crisp seam down the center. To get that, I'm going to insert knot. Symmetrical, yes. And I want to bring them right down close to that center line. I'll add a couple of them. Now it's important to me that those original points stay right where I wanted them, so I'm going to grab point snap, end snap. Oh, the green is locked. Okay. Don't know why it's having a hard time with that. Point. Okay. I guess it's close enough that Rhino doesn't want to allow me to move. Interesting. Oh, because I have the top seaplane needs to be active. Okay. I made a seaplane accident, guys. Happens to everybody. There we go. And there we go. And I would like that iso curve, that central iso curve, to pass right over that cleft as much as I can. Okay. I'm going to select this row of points, and I'm going to move it much closer. I'm going to select this row of points. And move it closer. Grab my center row of points and move it down. And you can see now, because those rows are so close together, I am getting a much tighter crease. And perhaps I don't want it to bump up so sharply on the right side, so I'll drop those down, but I'm still going to get a nice crease. Because of the proximity of those points. And I'll lift this up. Okay, and now I can do some right view, side view. I can think about what I want to do over here. Notice how I started with a selection of 3 rows, and then I just unselect one row and keep moving back. Now let's say this is the height, the highest point on the side. These two. Hit the wrong button. Yeah. And let's say I want this to actually sink down quite low. And for the tip to rise up, why not? Okay, you can see I have a lot of control over what I want this form to do. I can even start to level this out if I've decided I don't want it to have a crease there anymore. The way I would do that, draw a circle around this middle point in the top seaplane, and set a seaplane to it. Grab the 2 points on either side and project them to seaplane. Go down one more to that point. Set a seaplane. Take the points on either side. And project them. And you can see that I can actually erase that. And I'll do it a little more here. I'll do it here. Circles are great for creating a seaplane. They're easy. They're always flat, always planar. So they always work. And there. That largely smooths that out. I could smooth it out even further. I'm going to set this to flat shaded. By taking this point that's very close in and moving it off to the side a little bit. Because remember, the tighter those are, the more it's going to want to make a seam. Yeah, it's nice. Maybe I want to get more of a bump in here, so I'll go to my vertical seaplane. In this case, my top. bring some of that in. So I can get pretty specific about what I want that surface to do. Okay? And now I can trim that surface up. Let's say I want to have a back that follows it. I would just do an offset surface. Let's say 2.5 millimeters minus 2.5 millimeters. That's pretty heavy. Let's make it minus 1.5 millimeters. Okay. But let's say I don't want to have all of that detail in the back. I want it to be softer. I achieve that by just rebuilding. Right now it's 47 by 46. Let's take it to 23 by 23. Half as much detail. And you see that's quite a bit softer. I can go softer still. Let's take it down to 15 by 15. And at that point we've pretty much lost the crease. Okay? Next thing I would do is trim this off. And then for a quick sidewall for this, I could just do an extrude normal to surface. Select curve on surface. Select surface. Pull it through and hit enter when done. Use the back sheet to trim. Sorry, the side sheet to trim. Now, we have something strange here. I wasn't paying attention. I don't like what happened here. Okay? When that happens, for a maquette, I might just leave it. So for a maquette, if you want to stop watching the video, you can. If I were going to try and make that nicer than that is right now, I would draw a surface to do it with. Curve, line, normal to surface, and snap. And you see that's my challenge, is that right there, Rhino sees that as normal to surface. I don't want that. So instead, I'm going to pull it straight down. And do that. Another choice that I have, even faster, and I'm all for fast, is I can pull this curve to this surface. That's much cleaner. And then I can do a lofted surface here. Chances are I'm going to need to do a bi-rail sweep, but we'll try a loft. See how I'm getting some very strange shearing? I don't want that. So I'll give it 2 cross sections to manage. End to end, end to end, and now do bi-rail sweep. 2 rails, pick my cross sections. I want it to be closed. So it goes all the way around. And that looks pretty good. Use this to trim off the bottom sheet. If it refuses, use the curve. Rhino has an order of preference when it comes to trimming. Its favorite trimming tool is a curve. Second favorite trimming tool would be a surface. Least favorite trimming tool would be a poly surface. Rhino really hates to trim with poly surfaces. Broke a little history. But that'll do it. Pretty convincing way to make a piece of digital metal, sheet metal, do whatever I want it to do. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.